Uh, it was the obvious choice for me because Kate is my number one solid partner, and even though she's not leading a lot of the pitches, she's a good support system for me. Um, and we climbed a couple other. We did Mescalito and Bad Seed, West Face of Leaning Tower. I knew she had it in hand. The cleaning wasn't the issue. Um, so for me, it was an obvious choice to bring her because I love hanging out with her. And I knew it was going to be a lot of hanging out. And I knew it was going to be stressful. And some of the days I knew I wasn't going to want to climb more than 3 or 4 hours, and I just want to hang out. And what better partner than someone I love?
I think, in a way, too, that like who's ever leading on this route's going to take quite a few hours on these pitches to lead. And sometimes I wonder that maybe I was the right person to go up here with them to do this because, I wasn't like eager to go out and try it like a lot of other partners would be like, oh, let me at it. Or they would get antsy sitting at the belay for 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, whatever, just bored out of their mind because they're used to climbing these pitches, and whereas I'm just hanging out doing my job that what I've been doing for a while. I mean, I'm eager to climb, but I knew that this route wasn't the route for me to get up and try that. And we had planned, I really wanted to do a pitch on the slab, and we had planned for me to do pitch 3 because it looked like a rivet ladder on the topo, but as we know, the topo wasn't to scale.
It's all
not at all
together.
And so we got up there, and Ammon's like, all right, it's your turn. And all of a sudden, we started thinking about it, and we look, and the first rivet's like, what was it, 20 feet away from,
Yeah.
And then he looks at me, he's like, you know what, he's like, you shouldn't be up here doing, leading this pitch. And he's like, it doesn't look like a rivet ladder. I'm not going to send you up on this, crazy pitch and fend for yourself type of thing. He's like, well, wait, see if something else comes along easier.
Climb with Kate, I feel more relaxed, which can be a positive and a negative thing because I can get too relaxed and just hang out and be like, with as with a partner, a male partner, a friend, you're like, sometimes you want to just get up and like, all right, let's charge. So it can be both positive and negative. We can hang out and just be totally relaxed together and chill on the ledge and talk and read or whatever.
What was the best day up there?
Best day. Finishing the slab.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think one of the best days up there was watching the peregrine falcon totally take out a swallow, and we were just so drawn into their world and watching what they were doing. We spent hours just watching it, them eating their prey and just watching them interact. I think that was probably one of the best days. And all of a sudden hours went by like that. Like, oh, wow, I guess we should start climbing. Yeah, a lot happened that day. You're going through a rough time there. We saw a guy almost fall to his death climbing down this junk corner. He got to a point where he's like, help. asking us, looking over on the slab, and we were like, "You need to climb up."
Yeah.
And we thought he was gonna die. He started like shaking and like down climbing. And we saw the big rock fall that day.
Yeah.
And you were having family issues. Your mom and dad are separating. And just being up there, the stress of me falling time after time after time, and just telling her, watch me, and then whipping, and it just got to her. And it was her female monthly time, and she wanted to go down. So that was a rough day. And I definitely did not want to go down. I was very upset that she wanted to go down. So we sat in the portal edge for most of the day.
Pretty much burned the whole day.
Discussing,
just trying to decide what to do.
What are we going to do? And we came up with all these different options. One was to go down. We still haven't had enough rope to get to the ground. One of the options was to go get another partner. And I basically told Kate, I don't want to be up here with anybody else. I can't see myself being up here with anybody else. It was like breaking my heart to even fathom going down and coming up with something. I just couldn't wrap my mind around that.
Yeah. And then in my head, I'm sitting there going, I didn't feel like I had the mental game for this route. Here I am breaking down and worrying about little things that I'm not normally worrying about. And yeah, so it was tough, but at the same time I didn't want to bail on Ammon. That's like climbing with him. He's taught me you don't just bail up here, like, and if you bail, you start becoming like, that's the easy way out. Every time you bail, you're taking the easy way out. And what's that like to you as a person? Like, who does that make you as a person? That every time it gets rough in life, you're just gonna bail.
Yeah.
You don't want to be
suck it up.
And sometimes, and like the whole time he's like, you're gonna regret it if you do it. You're gonna regret it if you bail. And I'm like, I know I am. But it was like this fight for a while, and I knew that if I just relaxed and maybe took a day off, which is what we did, and just thought about it, and that I changed my mind, and I did, and I guess in my mind I think I was frustrated with the fact that I felt like I didn't have the option. Because, I wanted to bail, but in my mind I wasn't going to, so it was kind of like I didn't have the option, and I was frustrated because I didn't want to let Ammon down. And so to me, it wasn't really an option, but yet it was there, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain.
I can be a strong personality. Yeah. I'm like, babe, there's 1,000 people out there in the world that would trade places with you in a second. You don't get this opportunity very often. It's a once in a lifetime chance to do the second ascent of this controversial route, and I need you to be there with me. And so you sucked it up and took it. Took one for
and
the
there
team.
was even a point when some friends were climbing Excalibur, and during this whole meltdown, it was kind of like I was sitting there, I had tears, and I was going, I don't know if I should do this. And then Ammon, he'd be like composed and be like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like an hour later, I'd still be sitting there going, I don't know if I should be up here. And then all of a sudden, he'd get frustrated, and he'd just start losing it. And then I'm like, I don't want to be up here with you. If you're freaking out like this, you're scaring me.
I was like, God damn it. Acting like a
and then
10-year-old.
And our friends, one of them yells, hey team!
Go team!
Or, go team!
And I got up and I'm like, we're not a fucking team! And just started thrashing around, acting like a child. And really upset that we weren't going to continue. At that point, I thought we were going to bail because
we just weren't being a team anymore. You
right.
know, we started getting ticked off at each
butting
other.
Heads.
And then finally, we had already climbed the third pitch, I believe it was. We were camped out on the second. And Ammon just starts getting on the fixed lines and starts packing stuff up. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm going up there, you know? And I'm like, well, I thought we were going to go down. Like, our ropes are still tight. He's like, nope, we're going up. You don't have an option anymore. We're going up. Yep, you'll think about it up there once we move camp up. And yeah, sure enough, we moved it up. And
so did you know then that she was that's the tack you had to take?
I kind of, at that point, I was like, she's being too wishy-washy. It's third time of the month. She's doing the roller coaster up and down. Yes, no. And I was just like, fuck it, we're going. And that's what we're doing. Yeah, I think it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah.
The emotions.
I think what was going on in life, and then coming here thinking that when you always have this, you always think you can come to El Cap and escape things, you know? You're just like, I'm going to escape life. I'm going to go and just climb and get on the wall, and you don't have to think about it. But for me up there, I was on these I was belaying him for 5 to 6 hours, and what do? I just sit there and I think about things.
And you're actually not escaping life.
You're not. You're like coping with it more because you're not busy as you normally are in life. You're just sitting there. He's climbing, and I'm watching him. But at the same time, while he's figuring that out, I'm sitting down here just thinking of everything that's going on in life. And, you think you can escape it, but you can't up there. There's no escaping what's going on in the real world, which is unfortunate. I wish you could come up here and just escape everything.
That's part of it. You go up there and you deal with it and you learn how to deal with it. And then you come down and you figure that out. And you're like, okay, I can deal with that. This is part of life. Just like with the wall. There's tricky situations. You gotta send through it, and you gotta be strong mentally. And that's really teaches you a lot when you're climbing. It's taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Well, now that you've gone through this together on this particular climb, and you've gone through those difficult times, how do you feel about going on the next climb? Does it give you more confidence to be able to go on another climb together?
Definitely.
Yeah. And we got through a lot on this one. It wasn't like... And I think that's what you love about climbing with, with Ammon. Because, when we come here, you put yourself, relationship-wise, in these positions on the wall, and it's like, if you can cope up here, you feel like you can cope with just about anything,
Yeah.
And it's like, it's this reliance. You got to be able to rely on each other.
You got to bond.
Yeah.
It just, the more you do it, the more you create this connection with each other. And then, like Kate said, it's, you learn all these simple things up on the wall, and you come down into the real life and reality, and everything's that much easier. Like, oh yeah, we got to go do that. No problem. That's easy. We just stuck it out up there for 13 days, and yeah, we can do that. That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It teaches you a lot about yourself and each other.
And each other. And when you're up there, you're one of the biggest things for me is all your comforts are stripped away from you. It's not really comfortable climbing a wall. You're not up there just oh, it's really comfy. I'm comfortable right now. After a while, after being in your harness for, 9 days, it starts to sitting on a belay with no belay seat or anything. You're just
the
hanging
harness
there.
Love, the rashes.
Yeah. Their comforts are stripped away from you. And so, constantly I'm up there. I'm like, geez, I'm so lucky to have what I have, I'm lucky to have a shower at home. I don't have to use baby wipes every day to clean up, or I don't have to go to the bathroom in a paper bag. I get to use a toilet. So it's like all those comforts. To me, it's like every time I get off climbing a wall, it's true. Every time I get off, I'm like, I'm so lucky to have everything.
Yeah. How funny is it to be so comfortable with each other that we can sit there and shit together in a paper bag and laugh our asses off, going, this is ridiculous, and just shitting in this paper bag going, okay, are you done? And, all the discomforts of it, the smell, everything. And we're just like totally relaxed going, yep, we're shitting here next to each other. I mean, most married couples for years and years can't do that, but here we are. We have to do it. So there we are shitting right next to each other.